Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about recent changes or technology in the inspection industry. Today, if one were to look around in the inspection industry, they may find interesting techniques that are used in a non-destructive examination. Just to name a few, these NDE techniques vary from eddy current testing to liquid penetrant testing. In the following presentation, one will find that this has been an ongoing developmental process for the metalworking and welding industry abroad to fine-tune the NDE processes so one can have a sound product. Eddy currents have been observed since 1824. One of the first persons to observe this was Hans Christian Ørsted. With that said, eddy current testing didn't get introduced into the NDE inspection industry until around World War II. This method was created through a process called electromagnetic induction. When alternating currents are applied to a copper wire that is conducted, a magnetic field develops in and around the conductor. The magnetic field expands as the alternating current rises and collapses as the current reduces. If another electrical conductor is introduced in close proximity to the changing magnetic field, then that current will be induced in the second conductor. Eddy currents are induced electrical currents that flow in a circular path around obstacles when conduction are right. Here's an example. Today, the typical applications are crack detection, thickness measurements, and many cases sensors. Eddy current applications have many advantages in a variety of industries. Crack detection is typically done with a surface probe and is utilized in the iron industry. Thickness measurements are used to check the thickness on paint and metallic coatings. One can also use this method for clad overlay measurements. Eddy current can be applied to sensors and monitor components in automotive builds, such as crankshaft position and parking sensors, to name a few. Then there is liquid penetrant testing. Sometimes this is referred to dye penetrant testing or just plain old penetrant testing. It's interesting to know how the industry started developing this NDE process. Back in the railroad days, penetrant testing was known as the oil and wetting process. One would use the oil that was abundant in the railroad workshop. They would have to dilute it first with kerosene, then they would apply it to the surface. The process would clean the area, or the person would clean the area on the parts after waiting a certain amount of time. Then they would coat with a mixture of chalk powder and alcohol. Once the alcohol dried, one would hit the part with a hammer, causing the oil to rise and stain the chalk coating. This in hand would leave one with a visible defect at the surface. The days have long changed since one would have to hit the workpiece with a hammer are over. Today, they have fine-tuned the process from visible to fluorescent dyes to different ways of cleaning the surfaces and different levels of sensitivity. This method can be used from large to small components that are non-ferrous and ferrous materials. In conclusion, these NDE processes are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many more out there, and they all have changed in their own way throughout the years. I hope this presentation will leave one with a basic understanding from where these two methods started out from and have developed to what they are today. Thank you.